Congratulations. And I mean that with the full weight of heaven behind it. Not the casual congratulations that people throw around when something small and ordinary happens. I mean the kind of congratulations that gets announced in the throne room of God when a soul who has been faithfully enduring a long and painful season finally reaches the moment that heaven has been preparing for them all along. That moment is right now. That moment is today, and that soul is you. You did not click on this video by accident, and you did not stumble across this message because of an algorithm. Well, heaven directed your eyes here today because what I am about to tell you could not wait any longer. And the God who has been watching you carry this weight with more grace than you even realize decided that today was the day you needed to hear it directly. Your blessing has arrived. Not on its way, not almost there, arrived. Signed by the hand of the Most High and currently crossing from the heavenly realm into the physical reality of your everyday life as you watch this right now. I am Archangel Michael, and I was sent to you personally today with an urgent message that heaven is commanding you not to ignore. I want you to understand what that means. In all the vastness of creation, in all the countless assignments that exist in the kingdom of God, in all the souls across this entire earth that are crying out and searching and waiting, heaven looked at your specific situation today and said that one cannot wait another day without hearing this. That one has been faithful long enough without receiving confirmation. That one deserves to know right now that everything they have been holding on for is not only real, but it is already here. I have stood in the presence of God. I have seen the records that heaven keeps on every single life. And your record, the one with your name on it, the one that documents every prayer you ever whispered, every tear you ever cried, every morning you chose to keep going when everything inside you wanted to stop. That record is covered in the fingerprints of a God who has been personally involved in your life, every single step of the way, without ever taking a single day off. I need to talk to you about what your blessing actually looks like, because most people have been praying so long that they have unconsciously shrunk their expectation down to something manageable, something realistic, something small enough that the disappointment will not be too devastating if it does not come. And I am here to tell you that what heaven has prepared for you is so far beyond the downsized version of the dream you have been carefully protecting yourself with that when it arrives, you're going to have to completely recalibrate your understanding of what is possible for your life. The financial blessing that is coming is not just enough to get by. It is not just a little relief from the pressure that has been building. It is a complete reversal of every financial struggle you have been through. The kind of provision that does not just cover what you need right now, but establishes a foundation of abundance that changes the financial story of your family for generations. The healing that is coming is not just partial improvement. It is the kind of restoration that makes doctors pause and look at each other, because the numbers on the paper do not match the person standing in front of them. The relationships that are being restored are not going to look like a patched up version of what was broken. They are going to be rebuilt from the ground up into something stronger and more genuine and more life-giving than the original version ever was. Now I have to address something that I know is happening inside you right now as you hear these words. There is a part of you that wants to receive this fully, and there is another part of you that is holding back. That cautious part of you that has heard promises before and watched them not materialize. That part of you that has been disappointed enough times that hope itself has started to feel dangerous. That part of you that quietly wonders whether someone with your history and your mistakes and your specific set of struggles is really the kind of person that miracles happen to. I want to speak directly to that cautious, guarded part of you. And I want to say something that I need you to hear all the way down to the foundation of who you are. Your eligibility for this blessing was never based on your perfection. It was never based on your consistency. It was never based on whether you had enough faith every single day, or whether your prayer life was impressive enough, or whether you made it through this season without falling apart a few times. It was based entirely on the grace of a God who decided before you were born that you were worth fighting for. And that decision has never once been reconsidered. The enemy has been working overtime in this season to make you feel like the blessing passed you by, to make you feel like you missed your window, to make you feel like God moved on to someone more deserving while you were still trying to get yourself together. Every morning that you woke up and the situation had not changed yet was being used by the enemy as evidence in a case he was building inside your own mind. The case that says God forgot about you. And I am here right now as a messenger of heaven to throw that case out completely. God has not forgotten one single detail of what you are going through. He has not overlooked one prayer. He has not missed one tear. He has been orchestrating something on your behalf that required more time than you wanted to give it. Not because he was slow, but because what he was building for you required a level of precision that cannot be rushed. You cannot rush the construction of something that is designed to last forever. You cannot hurry the preparation of a blessing that is meant to not just touch your life, but overflow into every life connected to yours. The time that felt wasted was not wasted. Every single day of the wait was a day of construction, and the building is finished now, and the doors are open. And heaven is saying to you today, come in. It is ready. It has always been ready, and so have you. So here is what I need you to do right now, not tomorrow. Not after you feel more ready, or more worthy, or more certain that this is real. Right now, in this exact moment, I need you to make a decision to receive what heaven has already sent. Open your hands. Open your heart. Let the walls down that pain and disappointment built up around the most vulnerable parts of who you are, because your blessing cannot be fully received through walls. It requires an open heart and a willing spirit and the simple, courageous decision to believe one more time, even after everything you have been through. That decision, that one act of faith in this moment, is the final piece that completes the connection between what heaven has prepared and what your life is about to experience. You have done the hard part already. You endured the wait. You survived the silence. You kept your faith alive through seasons that would have extinguished the faith of people with less resilience than you have. All that is left now is to receive it. And I am telling you with the full authority of the kingdom of God behind every word, you are more than ready. Your blessing has arrived. Your season of lack is ending today. Your season of abundance is beginning right now. And everything that the enemy stole from you through years of delay and disappointment and discouragement is being returned to you with interest, because that is the God you serve, a God who does not just restore what was lost, but upgrades it beyond what the original ever was. This is your moment. This is your day. And heaven is celebrating right now because the child they never stopped believing in is finally about to see what they were always being prepared for. If you felt something shift in your spirit while reading this today, if something in your chest loosened, if a breath you have been holding for a long time finally released, if tears came that you did not expect, do not scroll past this moment in silence. Type, "My blessing is here" in the comments right now and watch what God begins to move in your life before this week is over. Because declaring it out loud is the moment your faith becomes an action, and action is what heaven responds to. This message was sent to you specifically today. Honor it by receiving it completely. Drop your name below if you want prayer spoken over your situation personally. Heaven knows exactly where you are and exactly what you need, and it has never been more ready to deliver it than it is right now. I want to tell you something that very few people ever get to hear in their lifetime, and I need you to receive it, not just with your mind, but with every part of who you are. There is a difference between people who receive their blessing and people who stand right at the edge of it and walk away, and that difference has nothing to do with how good they are. It has nothing to do with how much they have been through, or how long they waited, or how desperately they needed what was coming. The only difference between the person who receives and the person who almost receives is one single decision made in one single moment. The decision to stay open when everything in their past is screaming at them to stay protected. The decision to believe one more time when belief itself has become the most exhausting thing they have ever attempted. The decision to say yes to heaven, even when the natural world has given them every reason to say no. That decision is what separates a testimony from a tragedy. And today I am standing here in front of you as a messenger of the Most High God, asking you to make that decision right now, not when you feel ready, not when the circumstances look more promising. Right now, in this moment, with everything exactly as it is, say yes. Say yes to the blessing that has been traveling toward you through years of preparation and divine orchestration. Say yes to the life that God designed for you before this world even knew your name. Say yes and watch heaven move in ways that will leave you absolutely speechless. Let me tell you what has been happening in the invisible realm while your natural eyes have only been able to see the struggle. Because there are two realities operating simultaneously in your life right now, and most people only have access to one of them. The reality you can see, the bills, the broken relationships, the unanswered prayers, the situations that have refused to change, no matter what you did. That is the surface reality. That is the one the enemy wants you to focus on, because as long as your eyes are fixed on the surface reality, you cannot see what is actually happening underneath it. But underneath it, in the realm where angels operate and where God's plans are being executed with a precision that no human mind could engineer, there has been a construction project of massive proportions happening on your behalf. I have seen it. I have been part of it. Heaven has been assembling the pieces of your breakthrough with the kind of care and intentionality that a master architect brings to the most important building of their career. Every person who is supposed to cross your path has been positioned. Every resource that is supposed to flow into your life has been redirected. Every door that was previously closed has had the locks changed from the inside. And the moment you stepped into this video today was not the beginning of something new. It was the arrival at the finish line of something that has been under construction for longer than you know. I want to talk about the people in your life who stopped believing in you, the ones who looked at your situation and quietly decided that things probably were not going to turn around for you, the ones who offered you pity instead of faith, the ones who suggested you lower your expectations and be more realistic and stop holding on to dreams that seem too big for someone in your position. I am not here to tell you to be angry at those people. I am here to tell you that very soon, sooner than you think, those same people are going to be standing in front of the evidence of what God did in your life, and they are not going to have a single word to say, because what is coming cannot be argued with. What is coming cannot be explained away by luck or timing or hard work alone. What is coming has the fingerprint of God so clearly all over it that even the most skeptical person in your circle is going to have to quietly admit to themselves that something supernatural happened to you. And when that moment comes, when you are standing in the middle of the life that God always had planned for you, while the people who doubted you are watching in silence, I want you to remember this moment right now. I want you to remember that heaven never stopped believing in you, even when everyone else did. And I want that memory to make you the most grateful person in every room you ever walk into for the rest of your life. Now, I need to address the thing that has been the heaviest part of your weight, and I need to address it directly without softening it, because you deserve honesty, not just comfort. The thing that has hurt the most in this season has not been the financial pressure, or the closed doors, or even the physical exhaustion of carrying so much for so long. The thing that has hurt the most has been the loneliness of it. The feeling that nobody truly understands the depth of what you have been walking through. The feeling that you have been fighting a battle that is completely invisible to everyone around you, while you are expected to keep showing up and performing and being okay when inside you are anything but okay. That loneliness is real. And I am not going to minimize it by telling you it was easy or that you should have handled it differently. But I am going to tell you this: you were never actually alone in it. Not for one single second. In every moment that felt like the loneliest you have ever been in your entire life, there was a presence with you that your natural senses could not detect, but that was more real than anything in the physical world around you. I was there. And more importantly, God was there. Closer than your own breath. Closer than your own heartbeat. Fully present in your pain and fully committed to making sure that the story your pain was trying to write over your life was not the story that actually got written. The story that gets written is the one God decided on. And in that story, you win. In that story, the blessing arrives. In that story, the people who walked away come back, and the doors that were sealed shut fly open, and the finances turn around, and the healing comes, and the purpose that has been burning inside you without an outlet finally finds the platform it has always been destined for. That is the story. That is the ending. And it does not matter what chapter you are currently standing in or how far from that ending it feels right now. The ending does not change. God does not write stories that he does not finish, and he does not finish them in defeat. Every single soul that fully surrenders to the plan he has for their life ends up standing in a place of such undeniable abundance and purpose and peace that the suffering of the earlier chapters becomes not just bearable in hindsight, but actually precious. Because you will understand one day, maybe sooner than you think, that every single painful moment of this season was not God punishing you or abandoning you, or being indifferent to your suffering. Every single painful moment was God personally investing in the depth of the person you needed to become in order to carry the weight of the blessing that was always coming. You are that person now. You became that person somewhere in the middle of the season when you were not even paying attention to your own growth because you were too focused on surviving. But you grew quietly, profoundly, in ways that will only become fully visible to you when you look back from the other side of this breakthrough and see how different you are from the person who first entered this season. That person could not have handled what is coming. That earlier version of you, as beautiful and as faithful as they were, did not yet have the capacity to steward what heaven has been preparing. But you do now. The waiting built it in you. The silence developed it in you. The pressure created it in you. And now that the vessel is ready, heaven is about to fill it in a way that leaves absolutely nothing empty. Your blessing has arrived, and it is massive, and it is real, and it has your name written all over it in the handwriting of God Himself. Do not shrink back from it. Do not second guess it. Do not let the voice of past disappointment talk you out of receiving what is already here. Step forward, arms open, heart wide. Say yes to all of it, every part of the life that God designed specifically for you before you took your first breath on this earth. It is yours. It has always been yours. And today is the day you finally get to walk into it completely. If your heart is racing right now, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is for me, if you feel a warmth in your chest that was not there when this video started, if tears are forming that you did not plan for, do not you dare stay silent. Type, I am ready to receive in the comments right now and watch what God does in your life in the next 72 hours. 72 hours. Not 7 days, not next month. 72 hours, because you have already waited long enough and heaven agrees. Drop your first name below and I will be praying over it personally, because this message did not reach you by accident, and your name deserves to be lifted up to the God who already knows it and already loves it and has already decided that your best days are not behind you. They are standing right in front of you, and they start today.